question number 1, name the type of triangle formed by the points A, B and C. So they have given us 3 coordinates A, B, C. You have to find out what is the type of triangle. So what is that you can do? You can find out the length of AB, BC and CA. And using these 3 lengths, you can decide what type of triangle it forms. And you know the distance formula. What is the distance formula? AB squared will be equal to x2 minus x1 whole squared plus y2 minus y1 whole squared. So this idea, square root of this entire thing, when you do, you will get the length of AB, BC and CA. Actually, when you apply it for these set of coordinates, the value that you will get will be, for AB, it will be root 65. For BC, it will be root 170. And for CA, it will be root 145. Okay. And you can very easily see that all 3 are not equal to one another. So we can just try to work out the other way. So what is it we have here? All 3 are not equal to each other, right? Fine. What other possibilities are there? Even if 2 sides are equal, then you can consider about being an isosceles triangle. The other third possibility is about a Pythagoras theorem, right? Whether it's a right angle or not. So can you check this part? Square of any 2 sides is equal. When you add it, is it giving you the third side square? Yes? No, because 170 is the greatest. 145 plus 165 will give you a value which is greater than 200. So that is also not equal to this one. So obviously this has got to be what type of triangle? Scalene triangle. Fine. So in this problem, for writing the formula, it carries half a mark. For finding out these 3 lengths, it carries 1.5 marks, so totally 2. And finally, identifying it as a scalene triangle and writing it, it carries 1 mark. So totally 3 marks for this question. Question number 2, find the points on x-axis. See, when you're writing the coordinates, any point on x-axis will have its y coordinate to be 0. X will have some value, but y coordinate will be what? 0. So you have to find the points on x-axis which are at a distance of 2 root 5 from this point. Okay. So which is the point? 7 comma minus 4. From this point at a distance of 2 root 5, which point on x-axis is present is what you have to find. How many such points will be there? This is the next question. So how is this? You can analyze this one. See, x-axis will be x comma 0. Let us assume that the point is P of x comma 0 that you are intending to identify. Okay. So, and this is at a distance of 2 root 5 from the point Q, which is 7 comma minus 4. Fine. So this is what you have to identify. So what is the condition? The distance is 2 root 5. That is PQ. The length of PQ is 2 root 5 is the condition given to us. So how is it you can relate this? You know that PQ squared is equal to square of 2 root 5, which will be 4 into 5, which is 20. So 20 is nothing but PQ squared. And using distance formula, you can find out this is one coordinate set. This is the other coordinate set for P and Q. So you can apply actually distance formula. So you have to write the formula and then relate PQ squared is equal to in terms of its coordinates. Abdi relate panningana, you will be getting it as x minus 7 whole squared plus 0 minus of minus 4, which is plus 4 whole squared, which is equal to x minus 7 whole squared. What is that you can do? Expand it. So x squared plus 49 minus 14x plus 4 squared is 16. This value is equal to PQ squared, which is 20. So when you simplify, you will get the equation as x squared minus 14x plus 45 is equal to 0. Upon solving, you will get x minus 9 into x minus 5 equals 0. So x can either take the value as 9 or x is equal to 5. So when x is equal to 9, you will have the coordinate as 9 comma 0. And when x is equal to 5, you will have the coordinate as 5 comma 0. Therefore, it has got 2 points and the 2 points coordinates are these. Okay. This is a 3-mark question. So again, for writing the distance formula, it carries half a mark. And for relating this PQ squared as 20 or PQ as 2 root 5, okay, for this relevancy, it is half a mark. And these two things put together, put it in an equation and finding out the values of X, it carries 1 mark. And for finally writing the points, it is 2 points in all. This carries half a mark. And for identifying the points, totally it is half a mark. 9, 0 and 5, 0. So totally this is a 3-mark question. Okay. So bringing about this relationship and the distance formula together, it's 1 mark. Bringing about the equation, it is 1 mark. And then from the equation, identifying the point coordinates to be 9, 0 and 5, 0, it is half a mark. And for stating, there are 2 points in all. See, question is how many such points are there? So in order to mention that 2 such points are there, for that you will get half marks. So totally 3 marks for this question.
We must find the distance
Question.
between AB, BC, CD, and AD.
Perfect. You have to find the distances. So because they have given, you have to identify the type of quadrilateral. So for that, best way to start with is identifying the length of the sides. So if it is any type of quadrilateral, be it, I'm not sure what type it is, A, B, C, D, you can identify what is the length of A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A. That is one way. If in case you have AB to be equal to DC, then and AD to be equal to BC, in that case opposite sides are equal, it might be a parallelogram, right? There is another way to identify. If in case after finding it's a parallelogram, in depth you can find out what type of parallelogram it is. For that you have to check out for the diagonal. So first you check out for the sides. If all 4 sides are related to the idea like all 4 sides equal, na, it could be either a rhombus or a square. If opposite sides alone are equal, na, it could be a parallelogram. To find out which specific type it is, okay? All 4 sides equal, then it could be either a rhombus or square, right? Are they all, opposite sides are equal, it will be a parallelogram. Now when you identify the type of diagonal length, okay, if the length of diagonals are equal, then if the diagonals are equal, then you will have it as a square because rhombus is a general type of square, right? I'm saying if all 4 sides are equal and if the diagonals are also equal, then you will have it as a square. If only all 4 sides are equal, you'll be having it as a rhombus and not a square. The other condition, if in case opposite sides are equal, okay, it becomes a parallelogram. Now you check for the diagonals. If the diagonals are equal, then it becomes a rectangle. Otherwise, it is just generally any parallelogram. Clear? So this is how you will identify using the sides and the diagonals. So just using the sides first, full length of 4 sides panamodu, all 4 sides are not equal nor the opposite sides are equal. Na, it is just any type of parallelogram. That's it. Sorry, any type of quadrilateral. It doesn't have any specific either. Other way, adjacent sides equal na? 2 pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Then it becomes a kite. Do you remember this? This is equal to this is equal to. But the diagonals and all, they don't have any significance except for that they'll be perpendicular. But other nama idhula identify panna mudiyadhu perpendicular and but you can check if the adjacent sides are equal, one pair of adjacent side, the other pair of adjacent side. Ipdi equal anduna, then it becomes a kite. So you find out the length of A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, and then check out for these conditions to find out our answer. So with respect to the question given to us here, this third question, you have to find AB and you get the value of AB to be 5 root 2. BC is 4 root 2. CD, it is 5 root 2. And DA, it is 4 root 2. So you can very easily see that opposite sides are equal. According to the question given to us, the coordinates, when you're taking it up, by applying distance formula, you get these to be the distances. Okay. So now you have the opposite sides are equal. So what will you say? As the opposite sides are equal, it has got to be a parallelogram. Now you have to check out for the diagonals. Diagonals is what? AC. When you identify, you get AC as 82 and BD as to be 82 as well. Therefore, diagonals are equal, you'll be having it to be what? A rectangle. Therefore, ABCD is a rectangle. Okay. This is a 3-mark question. For writing the distance formula and finding out the 4 length, okay, for this one, and identifying it to be like a parallelogram, you get 2 marks until this step. Half mark for the formula, 1 mark for proceeding with each of the distances, and for analyzing and writing opposite sides are equal, therefore it's a parallelogram, it is half a mark. So totally 2 marks till this step. And after that, when you analyze opposite sides, apart from that, the diagonals are also equal. Half a mark. Identifying the length of diagonals, half mark, and identifying it as a rectangle, it is half mark. So totally 3 marks for this question. Question number 4, find the value of A. If the distance between the points, you have been given with 2 points and the distance they have given, it is a 9 units. Okay. So you have to again write the distance formula. For that you will get half a mark. Okay. And the distance between these 2 points, that is AB is given as 9 units. So AB squared is equal to, when you bring in your idea, what is it? This is x2 and this is y2 and everything. X2 minus x1. So A minus of minus 3 will be plus 3 whole squared, plus again minus 5 minus of minus will be plus 14. This is whole square. This is AB squared. And they have given AB is 9 units, right? So I can take 9 squared to be what? 81 over here. And either whole square pannita, simplify panningina. What is that you will get? This side you can see it is again 14 minus 5 is what? 9. So you have a 9 squared here as well on the right hand side, right? So this is A plus 3 whole squared. You just keep it as such because both sides I'm getting this as what? 9 squared. I can actually cancel out. Both sides it's positive 9 squared. So I'll get A plus 3 whole squared is equal to 0, or A plus 3 is 0, and A becomes equal to minus 3 will become your answer. So for writing the distance formula, half a mark, and for equating it, it's half mark, and for finding out the final answer of A to be minus 3 by simplifying, it is 2 marks. So totally 3 marks for this question. Okay.
Yes.
Question number 5. Equidistant from points A and B. So you have
The
to find
ratios
the
are
point.
equal, ma'am.
I have A and B. There are 2 points. There is another point B, P, and that point is equidistant from these 2 points. That is AP is equal to PB. That is what has been given to us. Okay. So A and B has been given. Let the point be, can we take it as x comma y?
Yes,
So P of
ma'am.
x comma y be the point equidistant. Right? So you will have, which implies AP will be equal to PB. Correct? Or you can take AP squared is equal to PB squared, because we are going to apply the distance formula. So you have to write the distance formula for this one separately. Do not forget to write the distance formula. For that, you'll be getting half mark. When you apply AP squared equals PB squared, what will you get? You have to substitute this P as x comma y. And over here, A is minus 5 comma 4 and B is minus 1 comma 6. So when you consider AP, you can take this one to be x2 comma y2 scenario, right? So it will be x minus of minus 5. What it will be? X plus 5. So x plus 5 whole square. Again, this one y minus of minus, sorry, y minus 4. Either a whole square is equal to, again for PB square, how is that you can imagine? This will be x minus of
X
minus
plus
1, which is
20
x
whole
plus
square.
1 whole square plus y minus 6.
Y minus 60 whole square.
Okay. Either you simplify pannirningna, what is that you will get? You will get one equation in terms of x and y. Okay. So the equation when you simplify will be 2 times x plus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Fine. This is the equation. After simplifying this, they have given you this condition. That's why. Okay. So now, what
Yes,
other thing we
ma'am.
have got? Any other detail they have given you?
Ma'am, they asked how many of these points can be there, ma'am.
Yes. You have to find a point which is equidistant from these 2 things. X, Y, 2 things are unknown. We cannot find so many points like that. But there is equidistant points can be many in number. Correct?
Ma'am, it can be infinite, I think, ma'am.
Yes, it can be infinitely many numbers. So that you have to mention. But those infinite numbers will be a part of the straight line. Correct?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
straight line whose equation is represented by 2x plus y is equal to minus 1. So you can substitute any value for x and find out what is the corresponding value for y. Thereby you will get it done. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm
So
not
how many
able
points
to
are there?
understand this step, ma'am.
No, this point P is just x comma y ma. You do not have anything like only if they give you specific value of x, you can have a specific value of y. Otherwise, this P can be either this or this point or this point or even the middle point, midpoint of this line. Yes, or this point, this point. எது வேணாலும் இருக்கலாம். This point P, which is equidistant from A and B, can be any point which lies on this line. அதனால தான் நமக்கு இங்க கிடைச்சிருக்கிறது line equation. So P can be any point on this line. So how many points are there? Therefore, equidistant points எத்தனை இருக்கு? Infinite. Because in a straight line you have got infinite number of points. கரெக்ட் தானே? இங்க ஒரு பாயிண்ட் இருக்கு, இங்க ஒரு பாயிண்ட் இருக்கு. இது ரெண்டுத்துல இருந்து ஈக்குவல் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்ல இருக்க பாயிண்ட்ஸ் எத்தனை இருக்குன்னு கேட்டா இந்த பாயிண்ட்டும் ஈக்குவல் டிஸ்டன்ஸ் தான். இங்க ஒரு பாயிண்ட் எடுக்கிறேன், அதுவும் ஈக்குவல் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்ல ஐ கேன் டிரா, ரைட்? இங்க இருந்து இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆர்க் வச்சு நீங்க பென்சில் வச்சு போட்டேன்னு வச்சுக்கோ, நீ எவ்வளவு எடுக்கிறியோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி போயிட்டே இருக்கும். கரெக்டா? ஈக்குவல் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்ல. So all those points, when you join them, you get it as an equation. That is why you have obtained an equation here. This is an equation of the straight line, which is actually consisting of all the points that are equal distance from A and B. Okay. So question
Ma'am,
appadi
another doubt,
ketale, you
ma'am.
will proceed with this. Fine. இதுல ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா நீங்க ஏதாவது ஒரு பாயிண்டோட கோஆர்டினேட் கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா மிட் பாயிண்டோட பாயிண்ட நீங்க கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். You mark this as midpoint M. You can find exactly what are its coordinates. The only specific coordinate points which you can find out is nothing but the midpoint of A and B, and that is also equidistant from this one. And the point வந்து நீ என்னன்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டு அதை இந்த equationல when you substitute it, you will get this equation to be satisfied. Okay, because that midpoint is also an equidistant point, therefore that will also lie on this line that we are discussing here. Clear? So to find the points, what is that you can do? Any value of x you substitute, corresponding value of y you can find out. You can plot the points. All those points are nothing but corresponding to this line equation, and those points will be lying on the same straight line given by this equation. So find and கொடுத்திருக்கிறதுனால தான் நம்ம equation find பண்ணி பண்றோம், and then you are mentioning that it is infinitely many points which are all lying on this line. Okay. So this question carries 3 marks. In that, for doing the distance formula and then finding out this equation, it carries 2 marks. And then writing how many such points are there? Infinitely many points, and all the points that lie on this one in the equation la irukkiradhu appdin solradhukku 1 mark. So totally 3 marks for this question.